In the United States, the average man doesn't make it past the age of 75. That's not a scare tactic, it's what the numbers show. According to the CDC, the average life expectancy for men is just under 75. And yet, nearly half of the factors that lead to early death are things we can influence. That's the powerful truth. This isn't a fixed outcome. You have more control than you may think. Harvard researchers point to a pattern. Men tend to delay care, push through symptoms, eat heavier meals, and shoulder stress without support. Over time, that silent wear and tear adds up. But there's nothing inevitable about it. Today, we're going to walk through 7 crucial realities that help explain why so many men fall short of that 75-year mark. And more importantly, you'll hear what other men across the country are doing to flip that story around. These aren't theories or gimmicks. They're facts, grounded in science from places like Mayo Clinic, Johns Hopkins, and Cleveland Clinic. But beyond the research, they're real-life decisions men are making every day to add years to their lives and life to their years. Take Willie from Alabama. He's 67 now. A few years ago, he buried both of his older brothers, who died in their early 70s, one from a heart attack, the other from stroke. For Willie, it wasn't just grief, it was a wake-up call. He said, "I saw the path I was on. I could feel it in my bones. I was next if I didn't change something." So he started walking. Not far at first, just to the mailbox and back, then around the block. Now at 73, he walks 3 miles every morning before breakfast. He swapped fried pork chops for grilled chicken, started reading food labels, and dropped 18 pounds. His doctor told him last year, "Willie, you've reversed things I thought you couldn't." He says he feels better now than he did in his 50s. And that's the message. It's not too late. You don't have to settle for the statistics. Whether you're 60, 70, or even 80, you can build strength, energy, and purpose into your life. Small shifts done consistently are powerful. Are you over 60? Drop your age in the comments. We want to know who's watching and rooting for longevity. And if you're ready to live longer and stronger, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. We've got a lot to cover, and it starts now. Let's begin with the biggest health threat most men don't feel until it suddenly stops them in their tracks. Number 1, most men die from heart disease, but it's mostly preventable. 1 out of every 4 men in the US dies from heart disease. It remains the leading cause of death, and yet, according to the American Heart Association, 80% of cardiac events can be prevented. That's not a small number. That's most of them. The challenge is, men often miss or ignore the signals. Fatigue? Just part of getting older. Indigestion? Must have been the burger. Shortness of breath? Blame it on the weather. But these are the kinds of early signs that too often go unnoticed until something serious happens. The heart doesn't always shout for help. Sometimes it whispers. And when men don't get regular checkups, those whispers turn into emergencies. Joe from Ohio knows this firsthand. At 71, he was still cutting his own lawn, keeping busy, and didn't think much about his health. But one summer afternoon, in the middle of mowing, he collapsed. No chest pain beforehand, no warning he recognized. At the hospital, they discovered major blockages in 2 arteries. A stent saved his life. Joe told us, "I thought I was healthy enough because I stayed active. But I never had my heart checked. I just assumed if something was wrong, I'd feel it." Now Joe walks 3 miles every day, not just for fitness, but for his heart. He swapped out deli meats for grilled salmon, started watching his sodium, and made sure to keep up with every checkup. His blood pressure is down, his energy is up, and he says he's never felt more in control. The truth is, a healthier heart doesn't require extreme measures. You don't need to train for a marathon or give up everything you enjoy. But consistency matters. A 30-minute walk each day, whether around the neighborhood or inside a mall, can improve blood flow, lower blood pressure, and help maintain a healthy weight. Cutting back on processed meats, salty snacks, and soda reduces the strain on your heart. And that yearly appointment, it can catch issues long before they become life-threatening. Men tend to see the doctor when something breaks. But your heart isn't a machine. It's a living, adapting organ that responds to how you treat it. The goal isn't to fear what might happen. It's to prevent what doesn't have to. Heart disease might be common, but it doesn't have to be your story. You can choose differently. Like Joe. Like so many other men who've made the switch from reactive to proactive. Next, let's talk about a silent killer that too many men never speak about. Number 2, men are less likely to seek help for mental health. Mental health is often the quietest threat to men's longevity. Depression, anxiety, and loneliness don't just weigh on the spirit, they increase the risk of early death. Studies from the National Institutes of Health show that men over 60 have some of the highest suicide rates, yet many avoid seeking help. There's a stubborn stigma that says real men tough it out, keep their feelings inside, and handle problems alone. But the reality is very different. Emotional isolation wears down the body, weakens the immune system, and raises the chance of heart disease and other illnesses. Albert, a 69-year-old from New York, experienced this firsthand. When his wife passed away, the silence in his house felt overwhelming. For months, he kept to himself, skipping calls with old friends and losing interest in things he used to enjoy. Then one day, a neighbor mentioned a widower's breakfast group at a local diner. Albert wasn't sure at first. "I thought it was just for talking about grief," he said, but he gave it a try. That group became a lifeline. They shared stories, laughed over bad coffee, and slowly built new friendships. Albert found purpose again, not just in remembering his wife, but in making new connections. He began volunteering at a community garden and even joined a woodworking class. You don't have to wait for loss or crisis to take action. Simple steps like calling a friend once a week, joining a support or hobby group, or volunteering can build meaningful social ties that protect mental and physical health. Men who maintain strong social connections tend to live longer, healthier lives. Reaching out isn't a sign of weakness. It's a powerful form of strength and self-care. If you felt isolated or overwhelmed, know there are ways to reconnect that fit your style and comfort level. The goal is connection, something every man deserves. Mental health matters. So does how you fuel your body every day. Number 3, men's diets tend to be heavier, saltier, and shorten lifespan. The foods many men reach for day after day often pack more salt, saturated fat, and processed ingredients than their bodies need. Red meat, salty snacks, fast food, and sugary drinks are common staples. But research from the Cleveland Clinic links these eating patterns to serious health risks like colon cancer, stroke, and heart disease. It's easy to underestimate how much these choices add up over time. A handful of chips here, a soda with lunch there, a burger instead of a salad. It all chips away at your health. The typical American male diet rarely includes enough fruits, vegetables, or whole grains that provide fiber, antioxidants, and essential nutrients to protect the heart and digestive system. Carlos, 66 from California, shared how he made a shift that changed his life. For years, his lunch was whatever was convenient, often fast food or takeout. He noticed his weight creeping up, and his doctor increased his blood pressure medication. One day, Carlos decided to prepare his own lunches. He started packing turkey wraps with plenty of fresh veggies, along with an apple or a handful of berries for dessert. That small swap made a big difference. Over 6 months, Carlos lost 22 pounds and was able to reduce his blood pressure meds. "I didn't think changing lunch would be so powerful," Carlos said, "but feeling better every day made me want to keep going." If you're wondering where to start, try adding just 1 extra serving of fruit or vegetables each day. Swap red meats for leaner proteins like chicken, turkey, or plant-based beans. Cut back on soda, chips, and fast food. These changes don't require perfection, just steady progress. Which change would be easiest for you? Walking more or eating better? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to like and share this video with a man you care about. Let's move to another overlooked threat, one that can bring life to a sudden stop. Number 4, falls and accidents kill more older men than you think. Falling might seem like something that happens to other people, but for men over 65, falls are actually the leading cause of fatal injuries. According to the NIH, these accidents account for more deaths than many realize. Several factors increase the risk: weakening muscles in the legs, medications that cause dizziness, and vision problems that make it harder to spot hazards. Even something as simple as a loose rug or poor lighting can turn a routine step into a dangerous fall. Frank, 72, from Oregon, knows this all too well. One afternoon, he tripped over a rug in his living room and broke his hip. The recovery was tough, but it forced him to take his balance and strength seriously. Now every morning he spends 10 minutes doing balance exercises and leg strengthening drills. He's quick to say it's not about becoming an athlete. It's about being steady on your feet enough to keep living independently. There are practical steps that anyone can take. Installing grab bars in bathrooms, clearing cluttered walkways, and making sure floors aren't slippery can prevent many accidents. If a cane or walker helps, using one is a smart choice, not a sign of weakness. Building strength and improving balance isn't just for those who've fallen before, it's for anyone who wants to avoid the sudden, life-altering impact a fall can bring. Small daily habits can protect you from a major setback and keep you moving safely for years to come. Now here's a quiet habit that adds up to big results over time. Number 5, men often sleep less, and it's taking years off their lives. Sleep is often overlooked as a cornerstone of health, but for men over 65, it's critical, and many aren't getting enough. Research from Harvard's Sleep and Aging Study reveals that men in this age group average less than 6.5 hours per night, falling short of the recommended 7 to 8 hours for optimal health. Even more concerning is how common and hidden sleep apnea is, a condition where breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep. It's estimated that a large number of older men suffer from it without knowing. Left untreated, sleep apnea raises risk for heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and cognitive decline. Don, 70, from Texas, was one of those men. He'd been feeling constantly tired, foggy, and irritable. When his doctor recommended a sleep study, he was surprised to learn that his breathing stopped more than 50 times an hour while he slept. Using a CPAP machine to keep his airway open overnight changed everything. Don found himself waking up refreshed, with renewed energy and clearer focus. He says it's like getting years back that he thought were lost. If you're not sleeping well, consider these steps. Aim to get 7 to 8 hours each night, reduce alcohol intake before bed, and limit screen time in the evening to help your brain wind down. And if you suspect you might have sleep apnea, loud snoring, gasping, or excessive daytime sleepiness, ask your doctor about a sleep test. Restoring healthy sleep isn't just about feeling better the next day. It can add meaningful years and protect your mind and body as you age. Number 6, men are less likely to get preventive screenings. Too many men avoid the very tests that could save their lives. Colonoscopies, PSA screenings for prostate health, skin checks, these aren't just boxes to tick off. They're tools that can give you more years and help you avoid unnecessary suffering. Studies from Johns Hopkins show early detection dramatically increases survival rates. But the problem isn't just the risk itself, it's that many men never even know something's wrong until it's too late. Symptoms don't always show up early, that's why screenings matter. Getting a colonoscopy at age 50, or sooner, depending on your family history, can catch polyps before they become cancer. A simple PSA blood test can alert your doctor to possible prostate issues early, and annual physicals help spot small changes before they become major problems. Mike, 75, from Nevada, is a great example of this. He didn't want the colonoscopy, said it sounded uncomfortable and unnecessary, but his doctor convinced him to go. What they found shocked him: early-stage colon cancer. It was treated quickly, and Mike made a full recovery. Now he talks to every man he knows about getting checked, because he knows what might have happened if he'd waited. The truth is, these tests aren't as bad as the conditions they prevent. A few hours of discomfort is a small trade-off for adding years to your life, or saving it altogether. You don't have to know everything. You just have to ask your doctor what screenings you're due for and commit to showing up. These appointments are short, the benefits can be lifelong, and finally, the biggest truth of all, and the one you can act on today. Number 7, most men wait too long to take their health seriously. It's a common pattern. Many men put off going to the doctor until pain, fear, or a serious health scare leaves them no choice. Sometimes the decline in health happens slowly, almost unnoticed, until suddenly it feels overwhelming. But the truth is, waiting only makes things harder. Small problems that could be managed early often grow into bigger issues. And yet, it doesn't take perfection or a complete lifestyle overhaul to turn things around. You just need to begin. Ed, 68, from Missouri, avoided doctors for 8 years, convinced he was fine. When he finally went for a checkup, he realized how much catching problems early could add not only to his lifespan, but to his quality of life. Now he schedules visits every 6 months and calls that commitment the smartest thing I ever did. Taking control of your health doesn't require drastic measures or immediate perfection. Starting with one small step, whether that's making a doctor's appointment, changing one meal, or simply walking a little more, can build momentum. Every choice you make stacks up. Each step forward improves your chances of living longer, feeling stronger, and enjoying the years ahead with confidence. We've covered 7 important truths that can change the way you age. First, heart health is largely within your control. Making choices now can prevent serious problems later. Second, mental health plays a powerful role in longevity and quality of life. Third, what you eat truly makes a difference, and small changes add up. Fourth, falls are a leading cause of injury, but are often preventable with simple habits and home safety. Fifth, sleep isn't a luxury, it's a necessity that restores your body and mind. Sixth, getting recommended screenings can catch hidden issues early and save lives. And finally, taking action today, no matter how small, starts a positive chain reaction for your future. You don't have to settle for the average story or accept a shorter lifespan as inevitable. You can live stronger, longer, and with real purpose by showing up for yourself in meaningful ways. Choose one truth from this video. Focus on just one step this week, whether it's scheduling a checkup, adding more veggies to your plate, or calling a friend. Those small changes build momentum and can transform your health over time. Which of these 7 truths hit home for you? Share it in the comments. We want to hear your story. Like this video, subscribe for more guidance, and share it with another man you care about. Together, let's make 75 just the beginning of your best years ahead.